Good morning or good afternoon. It is time for Telling Time on Tuesday, and we're going to talk about intervals of time, which are just sections of time. Reading word problems and trying to figure out how much time has gone by. We're going to look at bar models and number lines today, but like we always say, if those strategies don't work for you, just reading the problem and figuring it out that way is fine too. So let's start our day. Oops, we are on page 542. Sorry about that. 542.
How can you add or subtract time intervals? Let's find out. Joaquin made a list of the time he should spend on different activities. Joaquin has practiced playing the piano 35 minutes so far. How much longer does he need to practice? What question do you need to answer? What information will help you answer the question?
Okay.
You need to find out how much longer Joaquin needs to practice playing piano. The information that will help you is how much time Joaquin needs to practice piano and how long he has practiced so far. One way to find out is to use a bar diagram to represent the problem and show time intervals. A time interval is an amount of time. What do the whole bar diagram and the two parts of the diagram represent?
Again, bar model is one way.
The whole bar diagram represents the total amount of practice time. The two parts represent the 35 minutes Joaquin has already practiced and the time he still needs to practice. What amount of time do you need to add to 35 minutes to make 45 minutes? 10 minutes. 35 plus 10 equals 45. Joaquin has to practice 10 more minutes. Why can you use an addition equation to represent the problem?
And you could have worked it backwards, 45 minus 35, and that would give you 10. If you notice on the clipboard here, we've got play with Ron and homework. Sometimes word problems give you extra information that you're not going to use. That's why you've got to read problems very carefully. You're going to come across that today.
You can use an addition equation because the two parts put together make the whole. Another way to solve the problem is to use a number line to represent the problem and show time intervals. What subtraction equation can you write for the numbers on the number line?
Just did it.
Select your answer.
We just did it. We start off with our whole, we take a part away, and then we get the other part.
You can write 45 minus 35 equals the unknown amount. 45 minus 35 equals 10. So Joaquin has to practice 10 more minutes. Why can you use subtraction to find the answer?
Part, whole.
The whole minus the time Joaquin has practiced gives the time he still needs to practice.
Now you know how to add and subtract time intervals.
Okay, so now we're going to look at the next page in our math book and do some of these problems together. And like I said, when you're reading word problems, you need to read them more than once because sometimes they put in extra information that you're not going to use. And we're going to come across that today. So let's look at number 1 right here. Rhody, and it says use the bar diagram or the number line. Again, you do not have to do that if you don't want to. Rhody plans to ride his bicycle for 55 minutes. So far, he has ridden for 29 minutes. How many more minutes does he have to ride? Okay, so he wants to ride 55 minutes, and so far he's ridden 29. I always underline and box. It's that cube strategy. Circle our numbers, underline our question, box our clues, and eliminate, C-U-B-E, eliminate unneeded information. We need all this information, okay? How many more? What does that tell us to do? Add or subtract? Subtract. It doesn't say how many in all. It says how many more does he need to do? So here's the bar model. Part makes that whole 55. So we can say 55 minus 29 to get that other part. Here's my 5. I can't take 9 away, so I have to go next door, get 10 more. Good. So now I have the 5 turns into 15. All right, 15 minus 9 is 6, because 6 plus 9 is 15. And 4 minus 2 is 2. So we know he needs 26 more minutes, okay? Let's look at number 2. Miss Darren spends the reading period working with 2 different reading groups. She meets with the first group for 23 minutes and the second group for 17 minutes. How long is the reading period? So they're actually asking how many minutes in all, okay? Because we've got 1 and we've got to figure out how many in all. We've got 2, I mean. So there is the number line here. So if I was going to go up on the number line, how many more minutes would I go up? Because she's got 1 group for 23 and the other for 17. This goes up 23, so I would go up 17 more, right? Because she wants to know how long it is in all. So then I would add those 2 numbers together. 3 plus 7, or I do big numbers in my head, 7 plus 3 is that friendly number, or 0 the hero, like Mrs. Harp says. 2, 3, 4. So my answer is 40 minutes is her reading group. Okay. The bottom is supposed to be independent, but let's do one more because I want us to practice with eliminating information. So we circle our numbers, underline our question and clues, or box our question, box our clues, I mean, and eliminate unnecessary information. Claire and Owen played video games. The first game lasted 24 minutes. After the first game, Claire and Owen had lunch for 30 minutes. The second game lasted 36 minutes. How many minutes did they play the games? How many minutes did they play the games? Does the question have anything to do with what they were doing for lunch? No, so that would be where we have unnecessary information in the text, okay? We don't need it, we're not going to use it. The question is asking how many minutes did they play the game. It did not ask game and lunch, okay? You gotta be really careful. You're gonna come across that in your independent work. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mark that out. I don't need it. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it to confuse me. I want to only focus on the question. Okay, so game 1 is 24 minutes. Game 2 is 36, and they want to know how many together. So I would say 24 plus 36. 6 plus 4 is my friendly number 10, or my 0 hero. 3, 4, 5, 6. 60 minutes, which is the same as 1 hour. Okay, so this problem proved that sometimes there is unnecessary information or data that you won't need to solve the problem. That's why you have to be very careful when you read those questions. You're going to come across that, so make sure. So you're going to do 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So let's look at number 4 real quick. Yan jogged 60 minutes. Dino jogged 12 fewer. Fewer, I boxed it because that's a big old clue. What does fewer mean, bigger or smaller? It means smaller. So he jogged less, okay? Both friends swam for 40 minutes each week. How many minutes did Dino jog? Okay. Is there unnecessary information in this problem? Yes. It's talking about swimming, but the question is asking only about Dino jogging. So you can mark out the swimming part. Okay? It's not asking how much they jogged together. It's asking about Dino. And we boxed that clue fewer. So you should know now what to do. I'm not going to do it with you because you need to practice independently. There is a number line here, but if you don't want to use it, you don't have to if you just want to write the problem. All right? 4, 5, and 6. On the back, I want you to also do 10 and 11. Okay? That's 5 problems. Read them slowly and carefully. Circling our numbers, underlining our question, boxing our clues, and eliminating unnecessary information. Okay? Usually when there's a paragraph of text, you need to read it more than once. Okay? So you need to promise me, pinky swear, read these problems more than once so you really understand what that's asking. All right? I know you can do it. You've been working hard on telling time. So 4, 5, and 6 on the front, 10 and 11 on the back. And get it checked.